Well, hello and welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. Today we have with us musician, event promoter, and psychic medium, Bobbie Jo Kuhl. Bobbie Jo, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Well, Bobbie Jo, that's a pretty varied list of things that you do. What is your business and kind of just a little bit about how you got started doing it?
I started off, I owned a holistic wellness center in Colorado for 7 years. So I started off with massage therapy and then eventually branched into the psychic, medium, tarot, energy work, all of that stuff. And then I've always loved music, but being busy with everything else, I wasn't really performing that much. I was pretty much just singing karaoke. And then I started performing with the Star Knowledge Conference and started writing songs and eventually learned the guitar. And then I moved to South Dakota 3 years ago and really dove into the music scene and started playing open mics to meet people. And then it's just taken off from there. And I had a plan in 2018 is when I bought the domain name for Stardustfest. I really wanted to have a music festival that also incorporated all of the things I love with metaphysics, energy work, and then also arts and crafts, and just really highlighting people's creativity. And it finally happened in 2022 in South Dakota is when I had my first one, and now I'm about to have my third event at the Deadwood Mountain Grand, but my fourth Stardust Fest.
So that's right. So the third annual Stardust Fest at the Deadwood Mountain Grand, May 11th.
Yes.
So that you say this is the fourth though. So you did one prior and this is the third one at the Deadwood Mountain Grand, you're saying?
Correct. Yeah. I had one in Gould, Colorado, where I used to live and where my business used to be.
Talk about going from one beautiful area to another. You've definitely stuck to a theme with places that you live. Well, how awesome, Bobbie Jo. And that's really what we're here to talk about today is Stardust Fest happening May 11th at the Deadwood Mountain Grand. Can you tell us a little bit about your lineup this year? I got a lot of friends on it myself, but I want to hear it from you.
Yes, I've got Indigenous. I'm super excited about Indigenous. I heard about them a long time ago through the Star Knowledge Conference. The person who started that, he's related to the band, and I know they were a South Dakota local band, and I was hoping to get them a couple years ago, and it just didn't work out. So it worked out this year to have them. I have Camp Comfort as the headliner. They have been with me from the beginning, and I just love their energy. It's high vibe energy, great music. It just really brings everything together in a positive way. And then there's so many amazing singer-songwriters in this area, so I wanted to have two different singer-songwriter sets this year to just help more people with exposure. And
well, and you
so
got some good friends of mine. Yeah. Well, I got your lineup pulled up right here, and it's just like,
perfect.
There's my friend.
Yes.
Oh, there's my friend. So I'm looking at Devon Sants, who's been on the show with us, and we featured his music a couple of times already. Heath Johnson, who I was on Heath's podcast a couple months back. Cory Gould, great from the band High Rise, is great. Chris Graves is actually coming out here to play in our neck of the woods later this month before they play out there. So, yeah, a lot of friends on the lineup. Camp Comfort are our boys. Mitchell Stafford, who manages and plays with the band, was just on the show recently as well. So we're really interconnected. It's so crazy, Bobbie Jo. We were just talking on the phone right before we went live about how I kind of moved to Tyndall and moved away from the Black Hills right as you were moving up there and kind of filling this space. And we're kind of doing the same things. And you're doing it in my hometown, and I'm kind of doing it where you kind of have some roots, maybe not of living here, but our good friend Nikki Zephyr, who is kind of who we know in the Star Knowledge Conference that'll take place in Pickstown, South Dakota this November. I'm going to be a part of that as well, at least in some capacity, even if it's just to promote it and kind of do the same thing we're doing here today. So it sounds like you got a great music lineup, so that's awesome. What's going on during the day? Do you kind of have conference-style events? events, or is it more kind of open and trade show?
It's more open, so we'll have a belly dancing performance starting at 2 p.m. So the event starts at 12:30, and my goal is to have 50 vendors. I'm almost there. So we'll have people doing energy work, readings, past life things, and then just lots of different stones and crystals. And we'll also have facial reflexology as well, and then some baked goods and, did I say jewelry already? There's going to be a lot of handmade art.
There's a lot of things.
Yes.
Something for everyone, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the goal. This event caters to every single person. There's something that everyone in the world can relate to and feel comfortable with and have a good time, and bring more people together, like-minded people as well, in a positive setting to meet and interact. And my goal is that when people come to this event and they see their belly dancing performances, or they hear the musicians, and knowing that all of the people performing have written a lot of their own music, that it will help inspire them to do the same. Because I feel that things just flow so much better in this world when we're all moving from a creative place and with that positive force, and that's a great way to change the world.
That sounds wonderful, Bobbie Jo. I absolutely love it. So 12:30 to 10:30 p.m. That's May 11th at the Deadwood Mountain Grand in historic Deadwood, South Dakota. It looks like tickets in advance, you get quite a deal there. It looks like advance purchase for a full day pass are only $15 if you get them early, but they're $30 if you wait and pay at the door. So huge savings there for all of the fans that want to get out and enjoy the show. Make sure you go to stardustfest.com to get tickets and learn more about Bobbie Jo, all the great vendors, and all the awesome musicians that will be on the concert lineup. Bobbie Jo, is there anything else you want to add before we jump off today?
I do have a day pass that I decided to add, because I know not everybody wants to stick around for the music, but the day pass is from 12:30 to 4:30, and that's $5. And just to keep in mind too, through my ticket site, there's not a bunch of different fees. Like, it's $2 extra is for the online ticket fees. So it ends up being $17 for the all day pass, or it ends up being $7 if you just want to do the day pass. But if you just do the day pass, you'll still be able to see the belly dancing, some of the singer-songwriters. But then I'll have those people head out around 4:30, and then the bigger bands are going to start around 6 p.m.
Well, it just all sounds so great, Bobbie Jo. We really appreciate you as patrons of the arts, and as someone who has a deep appreciation and a love for holistic medicine and crystals and psychics and tarot and all of it, right? I love it so much, and bringing that into under one roof, right, with artists and with music, and what a great vision that you have, and what you've built is so amazing to watch it continue to flourish. And hopefully we can get some more of that energy out here into eastern South Dakota as well, and maybe do a Stardust East here in the future.
Yes, I was already looking at Sioux Falls, so that would be awesome. Thank you so much for this. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm so thankful for all of the love and support.
No, we appreciate you, Bobbie Jo. You keep doing your thing, and we'll keep promoting the heck out of it. So, all right, everyone, that was Bobbie Jo Kuhl with Stardust Fest. Make sure you go to stardustfest.com and get your tickets for the show May 11th at the Deadwood Mountain Grand in historic Deadwood. And we'll see you next time on The Scene. Thank you so much for listening and sharing the show. For everything The Scene, go to patreon.com/thescenesd. Follow us on all your social media channels, and make sure to make yourself part of The Scene.